Then Herod secretly called for the wise men and learned from them the exact time when the star had appeared. Then he sent them to Bethlehem, saying, "Go and search diligently for the child, and when you have found him, bring me word so that I may also go and pay him homage." And when they heard the king, they set out, and there ahead of them went the star that they had seen at its rising, until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw that the star had stopped, they were overwhelmed with joy. On entering the house, they saw the child with Mary his mother, and they knelt down and paid him homage. Then opening their treasure chest, they offered him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to return to Herod, for they left for their own country by another road. This is the word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
So I mentioned this, I think it might have just been last week, but I'm a background noise kind of person. So when I'm working on things, when I'm working on sermons, when I'm reading, when I'm writing, I have music or TV or something on, unless I'm diving into a really good book and I don't need anything. But at some point during my preparation for this sermon about Epiphany, Kung Fu Panda was on. Bear with me. It's one of my absolute favorite movies. In fact, it might be one of the greatest trilogies of all time. If you've seen all three, they're fantastic. But, and honestly, how could you not like a movie about a big fat panda who becomes a Kung Fu master? So throughout the movie, there's a series of misfortunate events as the panda finds out he is destined not to serve noodle in his goose father's shop, but rather is the dragon warrior. He is terrible, he is slow, he is unmotivated, and he's played by Jack Black, so he's just plain goofy. He attends to Noi Master Shifu and the Furious Five, a snake, a tiger, a baboon, a praying mantis, and of course a crane. All animals you expect to be Kung Fu masters, not a panda. But anyhow, the climax of the story is when Master Shifu finds out that he is raised and he's trained the greatest and toughest of all the masters, and he escapes from prison, and he's coming to take revenge and get the Dragon Scroll because he's supposed to be the Dragon Warrior. And Po, who's the panda, finally gets the Dragon Scroll. And as he unravels it, it's simply just gold foil, and he sees his own image. And everybody loses their mind because there's supposed to be some sort of ancient wisdom that tells him how to Kung Fu kick the jaguar in the face and end all of the problems. But they're simply just gold foil. So he looks at the scroll, and everybody has lost it. No one gets it. He's talking to his dad, the goose, his adoptive father, and he says, "Well, that's good. I can finally teach you the secret recipe for the noodle, my secret recipe." And he goes, "Well, what's the secret recipe?" And his dad leans in real close and goes, "There is no secret recipe." So in that moment, Po realizes what the scroll is telling him. There's no secret recipe. To simply make something special, you have to believe it's special and worthwhile. And there is the epiphany that saves the village, because in that moment, Po realizes that he is the Dragon Warrior. There's no secret recipe. There's no special formula. It's inside of him. So he fights the good fight as the light switches on, and he wins the battle. There is no secret recipe. For something to be special, you simply believe it to be so. That epiphany rolls through Po, and it changes his life. His whole trajectory in life, from the big fat panda to the Dragon Warrior. This transformative moment comes through this epiphany, this moment of realization. These moments, these epiphanies, they are divine moments for us. I'm going to get a touch seminary here. You have special revelation, and then you have general revelation. These are special. We have these moments of epiphany, where a star rises, where something happens in our life and it changes the whole trajectory. Jesus Christ is that epiphany for us. We are so changed by the interaction with this infant, to this grown man who lives and dies for us. It changes us. This is transformative. This faith is transformative. It is the epiphany. It is that moment when we step into it that we are changed forever. These magi, I love the magi. I love the wise men story. It really might be one of my favorite stories in the entire Bible. They come from a far off land. It could be likely to be about a 3-month journey. So Jesus is no longer just, we sometimes put it together that the shepherds come. Let's look at it. The shepherds come and the cows are there, and everybody's kind of coming at the same time. But it's not that way. These wise men take a while to get there, and when they do, they enter the house, and there's Mary with baby Jesus. He's still a baby, but he's on her lap, and they fall to their knees and they worship. Because these gentlemen, there could have been women. It says wise men, but who knows? There could have been all sorts of people with them. Not going to break anybody's hearts here. It does not say 3. There's just 3 gifts. There could have been 40. There could have been a whole crew of these scholars from the East, these brilliant human beings who have watched the stars and mapped the sky and read prophecy from another faith tradition. These were probably either Buddhist, Hindu, maybe Arab. And they know the story of another faith tradition. And yet they say, I know what this means. I know what this prophecy means. There's a child to be born to be the king of the Jews. We've got to go. Come on, saddle up. Let's go. We're going to go. I don't know if you saddled up a camel. But they take this journey. Hard, difficult journey. Across deserts and across rough terrain where there's more than likely bandits and thieves, to interact with this child, to be changed, to be transformed, to become new people. They step outside of their boxes, so far outside of their boxes. It says often, the scholars say that these guys were early scholars. These guys were the intellectual mighty. They had ivory towers. They were brilliant people. And they step out of the box of being just rationalists to step into the mysterious of a prophecy about faith. The Magi had stepped far outside of the realm of what they had known, what they had understood. They take this massive risk. Their epiphany, the epiphany doesn't happen unless they leave their cozy little homes, or their ivory towers, or their mansions. Whatever it is that keeps us comfortable. Epiphanies come to us when we dare to step out into the unknown. See, to truly follow the star, the wise man, the Magi, had to move beyond reason and intuition. They had to move beyond science to faith. They had to trust the journey, even though they had no idea what was going to happen. Trusting a wisdom beyond their own to take them where they needed to go. The wisdom of the wise man was wondering and wandering. To step into wonder and to dare to wander is such a powerful thing. We, at some point in our faith journeys, in our culture, have decided that answers are more important than mystery. Explaining God is far more valuable than saying, I don't know, but I know God is there and doing something. Mystery scares us. Why are mystery novels so suspenseful? Is because we have no idea what comes next. But the wise men knew, and the Magi knew, and the desert fathers and mothers knew that mystery, the mystery of God, when we step into that, we are so changed. The mystery of how God comes to us in the form of a child. God becomes one of so that we may become new. Like the Magi, we've got to be willing to step outside of the rational, the reason. And I'm not saying cast it aside by any means. You all know that I am a very rational person, but we need to step beyond it. Stop rationalizing the faith. Stop reasoning it out of existence and start stepping into the mystery of what God is calling us to do and where God is calling us and why and how God is moving in our lives. And that's going to take us out of comfort. That's going to take us into the deserts, into the wildernesses, into the world at large. Our younger generations are moving away from rationalism of the parents. It's true. Spend 10 minutes, 15 minutes with teenagers in youth group and let them ask questions. They're not asking these give me statistics questions. They're asking these deep, mysterious questions. They want to know how and why. They're moving beyond that. They are wanting to experience God. They're seeking mystery and embracing the wonder. It's not about doctrine. They seek delight. Rather than ideas, they explore imagination. Rather than rationality, they yearn for relationship. Like Magi, they are willing to take risks and explore the unknown in order to find the holy. Ask and keep on asking. Seek and keep on seeking. Find and keep on finding. Their faith is a Jesus faith. A journey faith. The same one the wise men step into and take. We step into the mysterious. Come to this table and it is the holy mystery. How bread and cup fill us in such a powerful way. And when we step into that, when we step into the mystery that is faith, we take another road home. Because the old roads don't work anymore. Just like Poe, the old way of being is not going to work for him anymore. From a noodle seller to a dragon warrior. When we dare to step into the mystery of God, like the wise men, like the Magi, we take another road when we return. Because we cannot return to the same things. We cannot return to Herod. We cannot return to the oppressor, to the principles and the powers in our world. Because we've experienced God, and God says, no. We take the other road because the old road will never suffice again. And there is a new road and new opportunities for us. A new journey. When the Magi met Christ, they took another road home. Another 3-month journey down a different road. This is a journey faith. The Jesus faith. When we receive our epiphanies, we begin to journey again and again and again and experience God in different and profound ways. Into the mystery we go. The mystery that is an infant born, Emmanuel, one of us, for us,